Hello, my name is Angela Harders. I'm the founder of PAX Ministries PMA, and I'm also the director of PAX Academy. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to fill out the official high school transcript for your homeschooled or unschooled child. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. First of all, you're going to want to make sure that you've downloaded and opened the high school transcript. This one, as you can see, is high school by subject with GPA. I know there are some unschoolers that do not like to use GPAs, and so yours may look a little bit different if you chose that option. All right, the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to update the date. So in order to do that, you simply double click here, and then you'll go ahead and update that. So I'm going to go ahead and change this for the updated year, and then you can hit enter, or you can just click off. Another way to edit a block is to highlight the block, and then you can simply go up here to the formula bar and you can type and make any changes that you need to do here. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to go through and we're going to fill out the information section at the top of the page. First, we're going to fill in your student's name or your child's name. So I'll use my daughter as an example. Next, we're going to fill in the address. 1234 House Lane. It's important to remember to click on the block where there's the underline at the bottom and then start typing there. So you don't want to click here, you want to click at the next one down. All right, so city, state, zip code, and then type in our name, email address, the date of birth for your child, phone number. And in my state, students are required to complete 75 hours of community service. You can double check and look up the regulations in your state, but since you're homeschooled, you may not have to abide by these regulations at all. So here I just put this again as a sample, 75 hours. And to change this, we're going to double click again, and we'll go ahead and do this. My daughter loves serving in her community, so we'll put 150 hours here for her. All right. Do not touch this box here. This you're not going to edit. It's going to automatically update on its own. And last but not least, the graduation date. So graduation date, you can just put a general, like May 2023. So the month and the year is fine. Some people will put like an actual date. And actually, I'm going to make this left aligned here. All right, so you can put in whatever date you would like. Again, this could be, multiple years from now if you're doing like a projected graduation date. And you can always go in and change that whenever you're ready. The next thing I want to show you here is the grading scale. So this is a standard grading scale in the United States. So 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, 60 to 69 is a D, and a 0 to 59% is an E. Also, we have the GPA spot here. Again, this we're not going to touch. It's going to automatically update as we begin to put information in on the first page. Regarding grades, again, I know there are some unschoolers that do not issue grades, and there are some private schools as well that don't issue grades either. So if you do not want to include a grade, that is totally fine. As unschoolers, we're not doing, formal tests and quizzes, things like that. So we don't have any like paperwork or tests or anything where we would be able to find these numbers. So if you do not have like numbers or points that you've been keeping track of, or you haven't done any formal courses, then you're going to want to have a conversation with your child as you're completing the transcript in order to determine what grade would be most appropriate based on the work that they have done or the knowledge that they have or the experiences that they've had as well. All right, let's go ahead and scroll down. And this is our transcript where we're going to be filling in all of the courses and the grades that our child has received. All right, so here we have English, math, science, social studies, foreign language, and electives. This is a general guideline for you. Again, you are welcome to change any of these things, but I wanted to give this to you as a template that was already kind of pre-filled out with what is typically required and what most colleges are actually looking for when they're looking for students and they're looking at students that are applying to go to either their college or university. These are the courses that most colleges and universities are going to want to see on a transcript. Again, you're welcome to change any aspect of this. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at English. So English, most states require 4 credits. So that means 1 English class every 4 years. But again, since we're homeschooled, you have the freedom to work as fast or as slow as you like. Here we're going to type in the grade. So my daughter loves English. She loves reading and writing, and I'm going to go ahead and give her an A. Now we're going to type in the credit section here. So as you can see, we have a 9A and 9B. So that means that these are semester credits. So for the credit section here, because these are divided by semester, we're going to type in 0.5 for the credit because she's going to earn a half a credit. And if you notice, it automatically updated the total number of credits here at the bottom, and it also updated the total number of credits here at the top. Okay, so we're going to come back down. For the date, there are a couple different ways that you can do this. Again, you can, some people prefer to put in like the actual date, so like the month, day, and year that your child finished this course. Some people like to do, fall 2023, or spring 2023, or whatever you would like to write for the date, you can do that. Some people do just the month and the year. It's entirely up to you if you want to do the month and the year, the month, day, and the year, or just the semester and the year, and some people just put the year. So however you want to write the date, that is entirely up to you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and continue filling this in. So again, 0.5, sorry, not 0.05. Let me fix that, 0.5. And 0.5. All right, so let's look over here at math. My state requires 4 credits of math, but most states only require 3. However, like I mentioned, I'm putting on this sample transcript what most colleges are going to want to see from your child. And so these are, in general, the classes that they would want to see. So here we have Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and Pre-Calculus. Now, let's say my daughter is not as good in math as she is in reading and writing and things like that. So rather than giving her an A, we might assign a B. And again, this is also half credit courses. Okay, so we have a B here, 0.5. Let's say she's really good with geometry, so we'll put an A and then do 0.5, and an A for her other geometry class, 0.5. All right, as you can see, again, it's updating here, and here we have our total. So we've typed in 4 credits so far. You do not need to do these courses. So if your child has not studied pre-calculus or is not familiar with that content, you may want to you can do like a practice test online and kind of see if they're familiar, if they would be able to do this work. If they are familiar with it or they have done this content, whether it be independent study or something like that, then you can assign a grade based on whatever, however they feel that they have done. And again, this is really important that you start having those honest conversations with your child so they can honestly reflect on their abilities, their knowledge, their experiences, and be able to assess themselves on how they feel as though they have progressed in this particular subject area. Now, if your child has not taken pre-calculus at all, you can change this and put in a different type of math class. And I will show you some other alternatives in a moment. We'll take a look at that in a second. All right, here we go. We have science. Again, we have biology, chemistry, and physics. These are kind of the 3 main science credits that most people request. Some colleges actually will have specific requirements that they're looking for. So it is good to also check with the college or university that your child is applying to see if they have particular requirements at that school, at the individual school or university. But in general, again, these are kind of the core main classes that colleges want to see. And again, if you have not taken any of these, so let's say, for example, your child is not really interested in physics, but they're really fascinated with a marine biology. So maybe instead of a biology class, they'll do a marine biology, and then maybe instead of physics, they could do something else like horticulture. So if you do gardening in your family, you can count that as a horticulture class instead. So you don't have to do these specific courses. Again, this is just a guide, a template for you. All right, social studies, 3 credits. So we, in our state, they're required to do U.S. history, government, national, state, and local government, and modern world history. So these are kind of the 3 that are the main social studies courses here. And of course, you're welcome to replace those with any other type of social studies class that your child enjoys. Foreign language. So I was actually a Spanish teacher, and I love foreign languages, and I think foreign languages are one of the greatest things that people can study. So if your child is interested in learning a foreign language, I'm actually in the process right now of designing some online courses and curriculum to be able to help students to learn foreign languages. Foreign languages are actually the only subject that you can take one test for and earn 12 college credits. So if you're taking college level, like an AP level math class or English class or social studies class or science class, and you pass the AP test, you only get 3 credits for those tests. But if you take and pass the foreign language AP test, they actually will give you 12 college credits, and I'll talk more about that in another video. So having foreign language credits is really, really important. Our state only requires 2 college credits, 2 Spanish or foreign language credits. That does include sign language as well. So they only require the 2, but colleges again would like to see 3 or more. So the more college or the more foreign language credits that you can show, the better that will look to most universities. All right, and again, these are all broken down by semester, so we'll put in the 0.5 credit here. So we'll put these in here, A and 0.5. All right, and then last but not least, we have the electives. So electives can literally be anything. These are the 5 electives that, again, are required in my state, which is Maryland, but these courses, again, are required pretty universally. So again, if you want to double check your own state's requirements or see what they're recommending, at the end of the day, you as the parent have the right and the freedom to decide what courses you are requiring for your child to complete in order for them to quote unquote graduate. So you have that entire freedom, but if you want it to look similar to what a public school student would be presenting, then this is what they're looking for. So they'll probably need a technology credit, a music credit, a fine arts credit, a health credit, and a physical education credit. Now, the technology credit, if your child is using technology at all, this one is pretty easy for most students to get. That being said, I also recommend that you look at our reading and typing program through PAX Academy. So the reading and typing program that we offer is a program that teaches touch typing. It is entirely online, and it teaches students how to type properly, how to type quickly, and with using all of the right fingers and everything, and it uses phonics and spelling patterns. So your child is able to practice learning how to type while they're also learning and practicing and building their ability to write and to spell. So I highly recommend checking out that course on our website. So check out paxministries.com, and you can look at PAX Academy on there and find the reading and typing program. Music. If your child is interested in playing any kind of instruments, that will count very easily as a music credit. If your child is not interested in playing an instrument, simply listening and appreciating music can also count as a credit. So instead of taking a formal music class where they're the ones that are playing the instruments, you can also have them take a music appreciation class or a study of music history or something like that. So there are tons of different ways that your child can learn about music. Have them, help them, encourage them to find a way that most resonates with them and that they enjoy. Fine arts. There are tons of different ways that your child can earn their fine arts credit. This could be anything from drawing, painting, pottery, sculpture, photography, anything like that can be considered a fine arts credit. Health. Anytime that you are talking about health, nutrition, literally anything related to health. Again, this is one that comes up very naturally in our lives, that your child doesn't need to take any formal course on how to do this. If you're talking to your child about their health and about their well-being, mental health, physical health, all of that counts. So you can assign your child a grade and the credit. Physical education. And again, anything that your child is doing for physical activity, that will count as physical education. If that is walking the dog every day, or playing on a sports team, or going swimming during the summers, whatever physical activity your child does, that counts as physical education. And the important thing to notice about here is that because these are electives, these credits are done for the full year. So they just get one full credit for that course. So for example, for technology, we'll give an A, and instead of typing in the 0.5, because it's not a semester course, we're going to type in 1, because they're going to get one full technology credit. All right, I have these extra blanks here in case you would like to add in some additional courses. So let's say your child has something really spectacular that they want to show on their transcript that they know and that they're able to do. You absolutely can add that in here in the electives column so that colleges can see the other unique interests that your child has. Ironically enough, we only need 22 credits in my state in order for a child to graduate from high school. 22. If they were to take 8 classes in 1 year, then 8 times 3 is 24. That means they could technically graduate high school in just 3 years. But they make them take 7, and that gives them kind of some wiggle room so they can fail a few classes and take a whole bunch of extra electives. But it really is interesting how they try to kind of keep you there longer than you need to be. And as you can see, it's automatically updating the credits earned and also automatically updating the GPA. So you should not have to type in any of those things. All right. Now I'm going to show you the tabs at the bottom. Here we have the GPA calculator. This one you're not going to touch. This has all of the formulas in it to do all those automatic calculations for you. So don't worry about that tab. The next one is course alternatives. On this tab here, I have a bunch of different names for different courses that you might want to use as you're filling out your child's transcript. So for example, let's say that your child's really interested in creative writing, for example. Rather than putting English 9 on their transcript, you can change that to a creative writing class, or any of these other classes here. And even something like literature as film. If your child loves to watch movies that are related to books, or they like to read books that have also been movies, a literature as film class can count as their English class. Math, a bunch of different options here: science, social studies, foreign language, technology, music, fine arts, health, and then you can scroll to the right, physical education, and electives. Another really important thing to note is that a lot of times colleges and universities will actually request course descriptions. If you have a course on there as a homeschool student, sometimes they'll want to know what was entailed or what that particular course involved for your child. So you'll want to keep in mind that you're going to want to keep track of like evidence that can demonstrate that they have learned or done that material. And again, this doesn't have to be worksheets or workbooks or anything like that. That can be through pictures. They can do a video portfolio. There are tons of different ways that your child can demonstrate that they have learned and mastered that particular content. All right, now we're going to look at the last tab, the course descriptions tab. So if your college or university is requesting a course description, I have included this here for you. So this will kind of give you the other course alternatives as well as sample course descriptions. Again, you're welcome to use this and edit this and change this. These I actually got from our county's website. These are the courses that they offer in our local public school system. And there are a couple extras in here as well that might apply for you. So one of the things that you might want to do when you get to this tab is you're going to use the filter feature. In order to filter, we're going to click here on the little triangle. Then you can click clear, and then you can pick the category that you're interested in seeing what other classes are available. So for example, let's say you'd like to see, what are some other social studies classes that I might be able to cover or learn about with my child? And we'll go ahead and click OK. Here we have all of these social studies classes, and actually I'm going to sort these. So if you want to sort, you're going to click on the A, right click, and then click where it says sort the sheet from A to Z. So this is going to put all of the classes in alphabetical order, and you can see here this is the course title, and then over here is a sample course description. Again, this is taken directly from our public schools website, so you can see the kinds of things that they're teaching in public school. And again, you can modify this and change this description to match whatever your child is doing. But again, here are some ideas for you regarding the course titles that you can include if you would like to swap out one of those other courses. All right. One other thing that I wanted to show you, I wanted to show you the foreign languages here. So here we have foreign languages. They have a bunch of different things. If you notice, the course description for all of these languages, all of these is exactly the same. So these are all the introductory level. Students begin to learn to communicate about these topics. If you scroll down to Spanish 3, or I'm sorry, to Spanish 1, 2, 3, and 4, I wanted to show you here, these course descriptions are literally the same for all of the other languages, basically, except for Latin and Sign Language. Those two are a little bit different. But all of the other major world languages, they all start with students begin to learn to communicate. Then in the second level, students expand their ability to communicate. Then in the third level, they continue to expand their ability to communicate. And then in the fourth level, students communicate orally and in writing with increased proficiency. So you can literally, if your child is learning French instead of Spanish, you can copy this for each of the course descriptions for, each of the individual years that they're doing. Another really cool thing I wanted to share with you as well about languages is that because languages are something that is so important to me, we actually do offer language credits for students that attend our intensive programs. So we have 1 week programs throughout the year, as well as longer internships where students can go and actually spend a week, a month, several months abroad, living in a Spanish-speaking country or in another country, and they're able to earn credits for the work that they're doing abroad, and they can actually finish their foreign language credits very, very easily and very quickly through those immersive experiences. All right, let's go back to the transcript here, and all right, let me show you this again. So again, we have all the credits that are earned here. The GPA is here. You can see they need 22 credits in order to be able to graduate. And the last thing that we're going to do is the administrative signature. So you as the parent actually have the right to sign this document. You can sign your child's transcript. There are a lot of parents, though, that would prefer to have it kind of look a little bit more official, and they would like for me to sign it for them. If you would like for me to sign your sign your transcript for your child, please go ahead and schedule an educational consultation with me, and I'll be more than happy to meet with you and your child and to go over the transcript with you all to make sure that everything is properly filled out and that your child is prepared to make that next step in their life by transitioning to college or the university, whatever is next on their path for them. All right. So again, I can sign this for you. Just set up an educational consultation with me. You can either do that by sending me an email at paxministriespma@gmail.com, or you can also go to the website paxministries.com and click on PAX Academy, and then you can book an educational consultation there. All right, last but not least, I'm going to show you how you can print this and save this document. Okay, so when you want to print, there are two ways you can do that. You can either click File and then Print, or the other option that you could do is just simply click here where it says Print. Actually, there's a third way. You can hit Control V, and that will allow you to print it as well. Okay, when you first get this document, you might see that it's landscape, so you're going to want to make sure that you switch this so that it says portrait. The other thing that you're going to want to make sure is that it says here for the scale that it says fit to width. So that means it's going to fit across this wide section here, will all fit on that one page. The next thing that you're going to want to make sure that you check off here is where it says formatting. We'll click here for formatting. You want to make sure that these two options are unchecked. So we don't want to show the grid lines. If you show the grid lines, it's going to look like that, and it's not going to look very nice or professional. So we're going to uncheck showing the grid lines, and we're going to uncheck showing the notes. All right. We have it centered horizontally and centered vertically. And vertically it's top aligned. And then last but not least, make sure all of those settings look just like that. Then we're going to click Next up here at the top. When we click Next, then you can either save this as a PDF, or you can change the destination to whatever printer you have at your house. And then you can either save or print. And that's it. All right, so again, this is the high school transcript, and don't forget, you as the parent have the right to issue a transcript to your child. Again, this is something that you don't want to do alone. Please make sure that you are doing this in conjunction with your child, that you're talking together, and that you're conducting this assessment in conjunction with your child. All right. If you have any other additional questions about how to complete a high school transcript or about issuing a diploma, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you and to walk you through the whole process. I hope you have a wonderful day and happy homeschooling.